Your man's here. Yo, man's here already. Boy, looking clean, you know what I mean? All right, welcome. It's your boy, Jay Willie, and we are back. We are back. We're ready to rock. We are ready to rock. All right. So we are going to get started, and we're going to go ahead and share screen, and we are going to get locked and loaded. All right, so we have some people that are going to be hopping on from Zoom from the VIP. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going here in a moment. And let me know in the comments how you are feeling. If you're feeling highly blessed and favored, or if you're just feeling aight, that's cool too. But I'm feeling blessed, so I'm trying to share that love with you. So yeah, we lit. So let's go ahead and share screen. Just one moment, and we'll get this party started. Okay, so go ahead and drop in the chat if you have any special requests. And I would like to make sure that yo boy is sharing the screen that's on everybody's mind, which is the Bitcoin. All right, so we are locked and loaded. I got a little bit of a better hand on this being on multiple streams, but your boy's in demand right now. I mean, I got something very good to share, and my heart is in a place where I want to help people. So that's why I'm here. All right, so we're gonna get started. Uh-oh. Henny, what's up, my brother? What's up? How you doing? In progress. Henny, are you there? Are you good? Testing 127. Henny, you're live in front of the whole world. You're live in front of the whole world, my boy. All right. Price was ranging right here. And then basically what I said was, hey, we both know, I believe it was myself and another one of the traders in the chat, there is absolutely no way. Go ahead and drop any requests that you have in the comments on TradingView. And for those that are on TradingView, shout out to you. Just remember you have to log in if you want to send requests. But for anybody else, you are free to go ahead and drop a comment on either YouTube or on our friend Zoom. Okay? So go ahead and feel free to ask if there's anything that you need. I got what you want. I got what you need. Okay? So I'm here to assist. I got both chat screens open. But yeah, let's get into Bitcoin here real quick. So we were looking for some form of manipulation, right? So AMD, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, so listen, I'm 100% myself. You can't make me up. I'm like a whole cartoon character. But I'm not going on Disney because you know what happens to those people. Right? So, long story short, with that being said, yeah, and if you're new to this, I believe that trading should actually have some level of enjoyment to it if you know what you're doing. It's incredibly stressful when you don't know what you're doing, but when you're in a space where you do actually know what you're doing, it's a little bit effortless. Do I believe that you should be as jovial as me when you're trading? Maybe not when you start. You should be locked in, right? But yeah, after you get some experience under you, it's going to be less stressful. You'll notice, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, or maybe a family friend that you know that actually trades, after a while they're Like they're a lot more laid back, right? So that's just something to look forward to if you're in a space right now where you feel like you're dealing with a little bit of struggling. But yeah, so just kind of drawing what I perceive that BTC might do. So let's kind of dive into that. And I'm still looking in the chats periodically to see if there are any requests. Do not be shy. I do bite, but just not right now. I had my dinner. So you're good. All right. So, Peter Moline, how are you doing, sir? Shout out to you. I've got the king of SPX and the king of silver bullets on this call. So Henny's the silver bullet king, and Peter is the SPX king. But I don't know, you might have retired. You're cheating on it with US 30 lately, my boy. But that's all good. But yeah, so we're talking about BTC. Yeah, Peter, we caught you. We caught you in bed with Ursula. Oh, and by the way, our group has nicknames for every pair. So if you ever hear us say Ursula, we're talking about US 30. But like I said, it's lit, so we can have a little bit of fun. So yeah, I see BTC playing out a potential nether harmonic pattern. And I think you guys are getting used to the fact that these things are actually real. For those who don't believe they are, then that's okay. You can stay over there. But I mean, I understand logical discourse. Myself, I'm naturally a cynical person. But after a while, I was like, the math is mathing on these things, and I can't keep ignoring them. Okay, so it's kind of a little bit of debate in harmonics whether or not the alternate bat pattern is at play in a scenario like this, or if we're dealing with a potential what would be considered a shark. I don't perceive it as a shark because the shark would have to have some form of a lower C point here. X A to B to C to D, right? So realistically speaking, BTC is going to go here more likely than not. And we're going to actually just take a moment and double check in the chat. And I may attempt, if possible, to go and check a previous chat because Casey left me with a laundry list of requests from the last stream. So realistically speaking, if I'm pulling my harmonic pattern from here, so there's really only one scenario that I can foresee, which is that we're going to at least come and sweep this liquidity right here. Okay, so we have two liquidity sweeps on the radar, and conveniently we have a potential reversal zone of this box. Now, you know, it's kind of tough, but last week I was like, listen, I don't like putting buys when I go to bed, right? What do you know? BTC did the move when we were all sleeping, at least those on the east side. East side? If you were on the east side, you probably realized that happened when you were sleeping. It literally slipped right into the PRZ1, potential reversal zone is what PRZ means, literally, and clipped the exact one of the imbalances that I told you I wanted, and just said, nice, psych, and went. So it ended up hitting that 1618 extension. Notice the respect of the zone just to say, okay, we were here. And then they were like, nah, we're not done. Let's continue to distribute, right? So if you understand what just happened, I just described AMD, which is, attributed often to ICT, and I described harmonic patterns. I'll let that simmer a little bit for you, right? So the reality is that I'm not married to any trading style. I actually can trade about 7 styles fluently with the best of them, but that became part of a lot of back testing and a lot of practicing. Now, the other cool thing is as much as I teach, I still remain a student. So I'm always listening. Um, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to go with what's tried and tested for you, right? What works for one person doesn't have to work for the other. Okay, so don't be shocked if this plays out. Okay, I'm just telling you in advance. So, what would happen is we would come into the 113 zone, potentially fiddle around, and it might slam. Now, this will give you a false sense of, okay, BTC's done, right? And then conveniently, this lines up with the news. Follow for more. Right? So let me know in the comments. Just drop a 1 if you can hear me loud and clear. Drop a 2 if you can't hear me. It's all good. But yeah, let me know if you can hear me. Just drop a 1 already. So I'm basically looking at some form of a scenario like this to play out. It'll kind of fake everybody up into like, oh, we're going to all-time highs, and then just like body everybody within this PRZ here, right? So remember that 1272 there? And so this is the level of detail that I ascribe to when trading, right? So I mentioned before, right, and it might have got under some tail feathers, but we eat chickens, okay? So don't be a lazy trader. Spend the extra 2 seconds to, yeah, spend the extra 2 seconds to actually make sure you have the exact levels. Use the magnet, right? So that's a bullish confirmation, because if we start breaking above the 127, then frig it. They're gonna crank it based on a potential shark pattern, which would go like this, or honestly, there's a bigger pattern happening in the background. So just understand that there's also time attached to this. And so what I want to do right now is I want to actually just make sure I finish my job, right? You can't just talk the talk. You got to walk it, right? So I want to make sure I know these levels and I've got them alerted, if you understand what I'm doing, right? So I might also put like a warning shot in front, you dig? Because I want to make sure that I'm aware of this stuff. Okay, so I completely botched that alert. All right, well, what did I do wrong there, buds? Okay, so I think I put my alert. Yeah, I completely botched that. Sorry about that. So yeah, let's go back. Oh, no, I was good. Okay, yeah, so we're right on the level there. Good. And so I want to take this guy here, and I want to make him, I think I pressed the back button too many times. Okay, copy that value. And then now I want to put an alert, but watch the jewel here. I put the alert. but then I'm going to double click it and paste. I want this to piss me off. I want to see this happen. So BTC PRZ1. Okay, so this is how I'm going to be well alerted if we're in this zone, right? Do you want to scalp the sell? Nah, it's your choice, right? Based on the price action, they're trying to blow sellers out. They're doing an amazing job of it. Do you want to get in front of a MAC track? So I'll drop that question in the chat. Does anybody here want to get in front of a Mack truck? This is like an 18-wheeler full of car parts driving in front of your little hoop-de-doop car. Do you want to get in the way of BTC when it's trying to literally blow all the sellers out? Do, 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 do. Tell me in the comments. I'm waiting. I'm anticipating that everybody's going to have the right answer. Okay. All right. Well, judging by that smile, the answer is no, right? So the reality is, right, I'm here to get you situated on the positive side of a potential move. Even down there, I was like, I ain't ready to sell this thing. Because remember I said I sold it, I did 1,000 pips, and then it came back and was like, give me my money back, right? So now we're going to run Fibonacci time, which is among about 12 different confluences that I actually will use. But we have a time that we have to basically give BTC room to breathe. Okay, so BTC should pump likely until this time. Okay, so I want to be clear. So BTC should pump into this time. Okay, and if you want to get, super on point, you take this number and you paste the actual value. Okay, so this would be the D point, hence it would be 0.5 of the bearish pattern. So the bearish patterns are the W's, and then the M patterns are the bullish patterns. Cool? So that's where you'll see a lot of like YouTube traders say, oh, I see an M pattern. That's where that's coming from. It's not necessarily harmonics. It's more like YouTube-nomics, but tomato. Okay, everybody's trying to win. Okay, but we're gonna win more. Okay, so now we have an idea of when, right, this guy should be back here. So they seem to be bouncing off of the 60,000 level. So there's obviously a Wyckoff distribution that appears to be playing out. Oh, we're going in. Don't get it twisted. We're going in. And so why would I be talking about BTC? Well, first of all, because it was the first thing that came out on my screen. Second, I'm waiting for a request. But third is simply because it's really just the compass of the digital currency market. So like I generally do, I would say to you, I know that BTC is fairly overbought, understatement of the century, but you have to also understand that we have news that is lining up exactly. Nah, you guys are not ready for this. The news is lining up exactly with the math. So did the math exist first or did the news exist? Oh. This is why if you saw our Pepe trade, right? I don't care about Pepe, right? And so this is just something to see. It's not about Pepe. It's not about BTC. It's not about my feelings. It's 100% about the math. And so what if there's a world where you got off of what everybody's saying, and I just showed you the math that is actually moving these autonomous bots? What are you talking about? Well, the reality is that unfortunately, newsflash, 90% of trading, some would say 89, I've heard as high as 96% of trading is actually autonomous. It's AI. And it's been like that for years. And they just started to, tell us recently, which is usually how this works. So the reason why I'm not shocked by that is because myself personally, I'm an artist. And, you might be aware of a software called Midjourney. And so, there was this huge hype about it. And by the way, I'm drawing the other harmonic pattern that's playing out, which conveniently, come on, guys, this is gonna happen basically. I've taught my team, if 3 patterns line up, it's over. It's very rare that this is not gonna play out. The confluence is confluencing. So this pattern conveniently comes into the same zone as what I'm explaining. And if it has the same fib time, yeah, it's over. But anyway, so Midjourney came out last year. Everybody thought they were like amazing at it. I am amazing at it. But one of the things that I realized that was so upsetting was that it came out in a NASA leak that they've actually had that technology since the 70s. Are you kidding me? So you mean they had generative AI image, like image generation, since the 70s? Okay, so let's put that into perspective. How much of the news was real? But why is this even relevant to trading day? What the flip are you talking about? I'm talking about the fact that this is deep. For about, give or take, 30 to 50 years, the concept of retail trading became popular as something that the middle to upper class did. And it trickled further down into the middle class and even lower income, okay, as a way to escape the rat race, right? And so that's where a lot of the trading styles that people are currently using, like, for example, like diamond patterns and trend lines and things of that nature, a lot of those came out in those times. Now, if you dig a little bit deeper, you'll find that there's some interesting information that states that some of those trading styles, not pointing at any particular one, were actually created by market makers to basically misinform traders into becoming exit liquidity for them. It's you gotta dig deep, right? And the only reason why I'm saying that is not out of like, okay, well, my style is better than yours. It's not. It's just understand that the individuals that are behind this market want to win. Is as long as they're winning, essentially, everything's fine. The second that retail starts winning, i.e., when you saw a lot of those, how would you say, those stonks, like the GameStops and things of that nature, that's immediately when the hedge funds start losing, let's put it this way, the SEC magically always gets involved. So who is the SEC? Is the SEC for the consumer, or is it for read between the lines? Okay, so I hope you can understand that I'm on a public platform, but I'm just trying to show you a different world, right? And if you can respect that, you'll understand what I'm actually saying. Notice that in everything, whether it be the housing crisis of 2008, the market makers always get taken care of first. I'll leave it there. So, anywho, what are we looking at here? We're looking at hopefully a chance to catch a little scalp here. There's really no confirmation of this. I'm not in any way suggesting somebody try to sell this, but I'm just saying that I'm going to actually put two lines, right? One being a 382, and then knowing that there's also a liquidity sweep here, this will kind of lead into a potential reversal zone. Okay, because we don't know if this is going to stop here. I just want to be clear about that, right? We know that it can go as high as here just based on these like lower time frame harmonic patterns. But if we're going to go deep, we'll probably just come under this sweep here. Similar to what they did last Sunday. Little bit of manipulation, right? And then another continuation, aka distribution. Okay, so just understand that this could happen and it would probably not stop here because that would just be too easy for BTC. It would probably try to come into these highs here. Okay, and that again, when you're looking to the left to get right, we'll try our best to see if we can get an understanding of what's happening to the left there. And again, for anybody that just hopped on, definitely looking forward to any requests that you have. So I'll kind of just write a message, drop your requests in the chat, and I'd be happy to support. All right, perfect. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're just checking for any potential liquidity sweeps. I might have to go to a 4-hour. Just so that we could see what's happening in this zone here. Okay, so looks like BTC is already moving. Jeez, okay, all right. So we have a sweep all the way up at 66. So I just got to be clear. Like BTC might not even respect that zone. Like the next stop, if we're talking like business here, which we are, they're probably getting ready to blow this and blow this. Okay, so you heard that here. I know a lot of people are thinking like 63, it's over. And that's fine. I understand why you're thinking that. But based on, liquidity, it wouldn't make sense for them to come all the way up here and not grab the rest of this. So understand that even though this feels extremely, even out of my character, we're talking about digital currency. It's very different than dealing with stocks. Now, what's the ideal thing? Obviously to grab something down here. But I'm telling you, I just don't think you're getting it. So what we'll do is I'll drop it down back to the 1. Okay, so remember, we really could blow the top. When I say the top, I'm talking about $69,000. So this just happened right now. Like, guys, gals, listen, that just happened while I was talking. So are you getting the picture? Like, like, I'm not telling you to FOMO. I would never tell you to FOMO. I hate FOMO. Okay? FOMOing, as somebody asked me last week, like, when did you become profitable? That was the first thing I had to get rid of. I was a terrible FOMO artist. Terrible, right? The RSI is way too high for us to get involved. If the RSI slaps below 40, maybe. But yeah, let it pump. Like, don't be a statistic, because BTC can also drop on your muffin head faster than you can react. bots move at up to, the current math that I've seen was up to 0.4 milliseconds. You can't trade that fast humanly, okay? All right, so just know that ideally our 382 just moved, and that's going to happen. I'm just trying my best to give you a zone because BTC loves to do stuff. Oh man, look, they took my, look at that, guys. They took the buy side right when I was talking. And so now my 618 is actually my 50. Jeez, they're not playing around, folks. They are blowing the sellers out. Blowing the sellers. Don't be a seller right now. Until there's some clear signs, I am not offering anybody sells. For real. Okay? So a whole bunch of people just got wrecked calling sells at 63 again, right? And they'll induce you. They'll induce you like 5-6 times just to capture a whole bunch of liquidity. But if you guys follow Mr. Richard Wyckoff, you know the UTAD, which is the upthrust after the distribution, which is like the last like bang. It's coming. And believe it or not, I don't even think this is necessarily the UTAD yet. So, I don't know. We could see Bitcoin hit as high as 73. That's a number I have. About 73.4, I believe. I have a markup somewhere. Yeah. But yeah, so somewhere in this zone here, folks, we could see BTC get into like the 73.4. Create an all-time high, create a whole bunch of hysteria. But yeah, folks, literally on this stream, wow. It's hard to keep up with this thing. Like, when it's going, it's like, look, it's pumping right now. So yeah, just try your best to wait for a scenario where at least the 1 hour RSI like drops down and you're in one of these zones, ideally closer to this 61 9-ish level, and then you'd probably want to hold like a 500 pip stop below. Don't be perfect, and I would trade very light at these levels if you're going to even get involved. Okay, so this is more for the scalpers. Like, we're talking about scalps that might turn into like intraday trades. Okay, so go ahead and drop in the chat if you have any questions related to BTC. I just thought I would go over that because, like I say, it's the compass for the entire digital currency market. And if you don't know what this is doing, you essentially don't know what you're doing. And I find it always very interesting when I see, you know, a lot of people in Discords and stuff like that dropping meme coins left, right, and center, but they're not educating anybody on their team or whatnot on how to actually, you know, use sentimental analysis too. But no worries. It is what it is. But yeah, let's get some liquidity sweeps. Like I said, we want to see manipulation, and then we want to get in. Unfortunately, we make a lot of money when people get wrecked. And that's the power of patience. Sorry. Just being honest with you. Right? People, like, even when people give up, that's when I get in. Like, seriously. Sorry. But not sorry. Okay? All right, cool. So what am I doing here for you? I'm just putting the labels because it's kind of probably more than likely going to be a London thing. And your boy's going to be sleeping. So, sorry I can't be up 24/7. Okay, so retracement is coming. Yes, sir, Peter. I agree with you. All right, so I dropped that in the Zoom chat. We're going to make sure that the people's in the TradingView chat are set up. You dig? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a little traipse over to my last stream because there was a really great request in that chat and I don't want to miss it. Ooh. Okay, so bear with me because I just want to make sure that I'm going over the requests that were given. There were quite a few, so just one moment. And then for anybody that's on stream, Henny, Peter, um, whoever's around the world, shout out to you. I'm in from Toronto. Let me know where you guys are coming from, actually. That'd be fire just to see. But what I'm going to do is actually go ahead and pull up the last stream and just make sure that I'm crossing my I's and dotting my T's. Wow, there were a lot of requests. Okay. All right. So on the last stream, we were looking at coal, COLL. So I'm going to actually get that cooking right now. Cool. All right. Perfect. So BTC has been dropped. We're waiting for a retracement. We do not chase price. Excellent. So now let's actually go over coal. And this was requested by Casey from Nolans. And I'm just checking to see. I'm assuming that coal is a stock. Collegium. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna just leave that. But what we're gonna do, as always, is we're gonna make sure that we are on a higher time frame when we're marking these up, and then boom, just gonna make sure that we are ready to rock. Okay, so now what we're looking at here is we're looking at a 12-month of Collegium. So this is basically a high time frame analysis. And then what we're going to do is have our swing high and our swing low. Okay, so this is Collegium on a 12-month. And it's obviously making a bullish attempt right now. So let's actually kind of document the steps here, right? So I don't know anything about this company, and you'll find I don't actually care. I'm not a fundamental trader. I'm aware I use fundamentals as confluence, but I ascribe to a different notion that fundamentals actually just support the predetermined move that they were already going to make. Fight me. Okay, so I have a lot of proof for that, but I don't have the time to kind of go over everything. Okay, all right, so that's Collegium on the 12-month time frame. And then now what we're going to do is just drop it down to a monthly. So this is called multi-time frame analysis. Holy crap, BTC is going bananas, folks. Okay, I think BTC already hit that target, folks. I don't even know what to tell you right now. I'm going to open another screen. Let me know, guys, when BTC hits 67, because I'm gonna have to pause and take some money. You know what I mean? Okay. You might want to, look at your KuCoin or your MEXC or your Binance. You might want to, take a few browns off. Okay, not financial advice, but pay attention. Okay, get it right. So, whoa, I'm just looking at some of my other projects. Jeez. Yeah, it was wild. One of the projects that I was trying to get into went up over 100% today. Yeah, so BTC's at the second liquidity sweep. Actually, holy cannoli. Sorry for the distraction, but BTC's already hit the target I just said it was going to hit at the beginning of the stream. So somebody could take that as, damn, I missed the whole trade. But you should actually be excited because my thesis just got proved in front of you. You might want to learn this stuff with me. Okay? Wow. That just happened right now. I'm pretty sure Peter's scalping this. But yeah, that happened live, folks. That's wild. So I'm gonna just send the update to the chat because that's nuts. I did not plan that. I did not plan for BTC to go up almost 1,000 pips on live, but we don't do 20 pip streams over here. It's called Big Pips Academy for a reason. And the reason why, honestly, is because I realize if I'm going to learn this stuff, why the flip would I want to make 20 pips a day? Now, I understand risk reward now, but when I was new, I was like, why would I want to get thousands? I still think that way, right? So, just going to write in the trading view chat, liquidity sweeps taken. Now expect for some sort of like manipulation. Manipulation is incoming. Okay, so wow, it's pumping hard, folks. They might take everything tonight. So yeah, just if they sweep the top like 69-ish, they might drop it. I'm just telling you that live again, right? Don't doubt me. I just proved myself like 5 weeks in a row on TradingView. I'm batting pretty high right now. Like Ken Griffey. Shout out to Ken Griffey. That was when baseball was cool. So we actually have a very rare harmonic pattern playing out. And so these patterns have very interesting names, similar to like ICT, where it's called a Judas like swing or chach or tomato. Harmonics has like pet names as well too, right? Don't ask me what the whole logic is. As long as I don't see a zebra pattern on my list, I'm cool. Yeah, BTC's in the zone, folks. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, so that's done. Sorry. Yeah, so they did it already. BTC literally just pumped over 1,000 pips live on this stream. I'm not saying that you did get in, but I know people who listen to me and they're like, yeah, I'm not waiting. So they just got 1,000 pips. Peter. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Henny got in that too. So yeah, BTC's updated. Yeah, that's done. That's so it's literally now in the PRZ for a potential little slam jam. Okay, I'm not promising you a sell. I did not say that. I'm just making you aware that it could land. I'm gonna literally put a box. And sorry, it's just the market's very exciting right now, but I also want to make sure you're not euphoric, right? So whenever it's getting super exciting, get ready for like some high level manipulation. So I'm just trying to keep all of my traders, whether you work with me directly one-on-one or you're on a live stream with me, I'm always trying to bring you back in. Okay, that's what I do, right? No, it's for a little retracement. Okay, good. So remember I told you I wanted to bother me? It's now running, um, it's running a whole bunch of alerts. It's bothering me now. So it's basically saying you have to pay attention to me. So let me drop that again in the chat for the second time, or third time actually. And I'll just stay on coal. But do me a favor, just in case that thing starts pumping to like $100,000, can somebody please let me know? Okay. All right. So BTC updated, swept, range high. Okay. So the range high is swept. All right. So now we're just waiting for a retrace. Okay. Cool. We just gotta wait patiently for the retrace, guys. Okay, so I'm just looking for my Zoom chat. It kind of disappeared. Oh, it's right in front of me. Okay, perfect. So there you go. Awesome. All right, let's get rocking and rolling with our friend Cole. Okay, so Cole is doing something very interesting. It just broke a 1272. So it literally has to continue pumping. So this is one of the rare times that I would actually be like, it's gonna keep going, right? But again, just to Peter's point, for those that didn't see it, we like to buy off of retracements, right? It's not to say that we're not bullish. We're just saying that we'd rather grab this thing after it shakes some traders out, right? So realistically, this is kind of what I'm looking at right now for coal. And then what I want to do here is I want to mark down some of these key times, right? So we have a key zone right here that I want to be mindful of, and we're literally sitting on one. Interesting. So why does this matter? Well, the market is timed. It's not what you think it is. It's not what your best friend has been telling you. It's all a program. Sorry, programmers and mathematicians are the best traders right now. Ooh, that's hurting a lot of feelings, but they are because they don't even know how to trade, and therefore they're better traders. They just trade based on math, and they have no emotion. They're not watching your favorite YouTube trader. They just trade basically what they were told to do. And they make models and programs as such. They're not traders. They're just mathematicians. And because they're so detached, right? Their detachment is actually their success, generally speaking, right? And the fact that they're actually not even manually trading, that's why there's no emotion. Okay? Because everybody's prone to emotional trading. Even the most stoic individual, I think if they had $100,000 on the line and it magically evaporated due to their ignorance, they would be pretty upset, right? So it's not to say, hey, I'm some emotionless trader. I'm personally not. But what I will tell you is that the more I'm learning, I'm leaning more to those who lean on the math side, right? Because they're creating statistically proven methods of trading versus, well, I feel like it's, you know what I mean? If we've all heard that before, right? So, anywho, enough of the long talking. What I'm doing here is I'm marking up liquidity that needs to get taken. You can see that they blew all of the buy side liquidity, but they're building up a whole bunch of sell side liquidity, right? So this sell side liquidity, ironically, is on the bottom, right? So sorry, I've got a few alerts that I need to turn off, clearly. All right, thank you TradingView for alerts. Okay, so you can see all of the buy side has been smushed. Okay, so they're on a run as well too, similar to BTC. Yeah, I've got way too many alerts. Can you tell I trade? Okay. All right, so I deleted that alert as well because I literally have like 7 different BTC charts. All right, so just know that the buy side has been basically red. I'm not going to show all of the different sweeps in here, but there's internal, external, tomato, right? But now we've got this little guy sitting right here, okay, that they could kind of chase, and then pretty much down here. Okay, so what are we really dealing with right now? We're really dealing with a scenario where it's clearly bullish, but we've got to look for some sort of technique to get us back into this trade. Okay, so I'm going to pause on all of my training wheels here, and I'm going to get rid of these guys here. Okay, and now what we're left with is a somewhat organized setup. It's looking pretty good, right? And I just want to double check. Okay, we got our 168, and then I want to take this guy, and I often double check my charts 2 or 3 times because, like I say on all of these streams, I set these up as if somebody might be trading with, north of $10,000 or $20,000. I don't really know who's on the other side of these calls, right? I mean, you could be working at JP Morgan right now, right? I have a licensing deal for you. But anyways, realistically speaking, what you're looking at right here is where this should come back to. And how dare you say that, Jay? How can you say that you know when the price is going there? Well, I don't know, but that's what the math says. So I'm not doubting the math, if you get where I'm going. So I'm just putting this up because it's a lot of overlap with regards to the time stamps, but you get the idea. Okay, cool. So now our friend Cole is all situated. We can understand that they took all of the buy side, like it's absolutely smashed. They even took the sell side, the in-betweenies. It's all taken out, right? And so now what are we left with? We're left with imbalance, right? We're left with imbalance, okay? And so we want to trade into imbalance. We don't want to trade away from it. That right there was a jewel. You want to trade into imbalance. So what happens oftentimes is traders see the price running, right? Kind of like what, oh my God, BTC did exactly what I said it was going to do live. Hold up. Sorry, that was emotional. But I want you to see BTC literally did exactly what I just said live. I mean, I don't have to talk anymore. I'm being honest. Drop a 4 in the chat if I didn't just say BTC is about to manipulate the heck out of you. I can't move forward until I get some 4s in the chat. Make BTC great again. Listen, it's great already. It's following harmonic. It's listening to Papa Willie. What do you mean? BTC got you in your feels, man? That was great. It followed the harmonic to a T. We're in this call like, what? This happened live in front of, like, literally the exact zone I said it was going to. It just went there. It just went there. Sell side got taken. Sorry, I didn't mean to do this again. But it's just I was like, why are these alerts going off? I literally was not understanding why my alerts kept going off. I'm in a sell. Peter, you're wild, man. You're wild. And that's honestly why you get 2,000% moves. But listen, man. You're wild, man. You're wild. How much are you up, Peter? I'm always curious with Peter. For those that don't know, this guy has a crazy track record. Something like, I think 2,000 is your record right now, Peter, right? Hey, Peter, 2,000 is the record so far for digital currency?
No, I think he went sold at 3,000 and...
What? I'm stressing, man. I gotta go to work again. Like, jeez. So, guys, I want you to understand Peter, a year and change ago, was apprehensive about futures trading. Peter is now, in my opinion, one of the best in the world. That's all I could say. So, shout out to hard work. Don't worry, we got some stuff where we're not sharing everything. Henny got some stuff he's cooking. We're just keeping it on the low low, we're simmering it. Gotta put that extra seasoning, my boy. But yeah, man, it's very encouraging to see hard work pay off for students, right? Dang, that was. I'm just showing you the price action. I can't be in two places at once, but sheesh, that was wild. Literally went right to the zone. So if you bought that, right, you're already actually up. Peter's bearish. I don't know why, but if you got my second zone, because I was wondering why it said 62, you're already up. Jeez, you're already up 871 pips. Please go break even and take some partials. I didn't even intend this. Y'all see me, I'm on one screen flipping to the next with my phone in the other hand. You know what I mean? Sheesh, that was quick. All right, let's finish coal off because obviously digital currency market is going bonkers right now. So this is BTC on the 15-minute time frame, and yeah, I didn't plan for that to happen live, but it does. It happens sometimes. It happens. Wow. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna try to go back to coal without this doing any other wildness, but understand that now that it's already potentially made its B point, either BTC is going to now crank it, and honestly, it can go as high as, I'll just give you levels because it's literally almost impossible to watch this and have the other screen wide open. But the next level, just get ready, might be potentially 66K. Do not be shocked if it goes to 66, 101.86, because they might just want to blow the top before our fib time. Remember, they're in a rush to get to that time. And what time is that, Jason? Monday at 4 p.m. I don't know what that means. I have some understanding of what that means, but just know that it means something to them. So the bots don't have feelings, they just take instructions. You dig? All right, back to our friend Collegium. Okay. Woo! It's already heating it up. It's heating up on the stream already. So now I'm still waiting for requests. Y'all is too careful in the chat. Okay, cool. So we have an imbalance here on the 12-month, or on the monthly. Sorry. So I want to make a very close eye. I want to keep a close eye on that level, and I'm gonna drop down to a lower time frame and see if we can find a way to get back in. I think we're kind of not coming down here, and I'll show you why really quick. So ICT is good for this. It talks about like focusing on the discount level, right? So if we were looking at discount at the 50 or below in terms of buy, 50 and above for a sell, we wouldn't even really want to engage this move until it comes into this 29.36 level. Okay, so 29.36. And if you guys took the sell on BTC, ball out, but just make sure you're also protecting yourself because you're also up as well too, which is Weird, right? That's the power of harmonics. You can both be winning. The scariest thing is when you're doing both at the same time. Okay, cool. So just know that the 50 is sitting at this 29.36. Okay? And that's for collegiate. Okay? So we want to mark that level down. Okay? So this is the 50 of the last impulse. Okay? And so what we'd be looking for, ideally though, let's put our Fibonacci retracement tool back on, is we're ideally looking for an interaction in the optimum trading entry. Okay? So that would be from the 62 to the 79. To be honest with you, I just leave it at the 618 to the 886. But tomato, and I just give it some tax. So realistically, we'd be looking at 24.54 as a 786. But if you want to give it some tax, maybe we ball out and make it 24.30. You know what I mean? Right? And then this is 27.37. Just bring that up. Okay, so it's right on the levels. You see what I'm saying? So do we want to be perfect or do we want to win? This is a question that traders need to ask themselves more. Okay, so if you want to be perfect, right, you have to understand that that means that you're going to miss trades. That, again, was another jewel that got dropped. So if we're going to hit the 50 of this monthly imbalance, which, don't get it twisted, swing traders, which are the biggest movers in the market, they trade on high time frames. So what am I showing you? I'll let that simmer. So realistically speaking, what we're doing here is we're looking at a potential reversal zone and going to the highest risk reward setup as our ideal, how would you say, our high risk reward setup, let's call it. And maybe we'll just round this down to a nice easy whole level. Now that doesn't support my ego, but at least you'll be able to sleep well at night. Okay? So this would be the perfect setup. Grabs the 50 of a fair value gap, and you have a nice buffer for any potential Judas swing sort of scenarios. Okay, so I just wanted you to see that one form. And don't get it twisted, this is way more than what that shows. In fact, I can actually cheat a little bit, copy this value, which is the D point, and that's going to be my final TP. You caught what I just did there? Ooh. So now we already know, generally speaking, what the higher risk reward setup would look like. However, we also have another imbalance, right? It is in the discount level, right? So what are we doing? We're looking for confluences. And there's a little liquidity sweep here. Again, I'm still on the monthly, right? But let's actually move forward. So we've got the 50 of a fair value gap, aka clear imbalance in this case. And then we've got the 50. So is there a world where something could literally just clip a little bit below the 50, right, and grab the 50 of this imbalance and then take off? Yes, there is. So I'm going to kind of take that guy right there. And if I was taking this trade, well, technically, I don't really want anything going past the OT, but you might want to just give this some tax because I'm assuming from the other calls, and I just want to make sure that everything's visible for those that are on TradingView, because apparently, the actual camera covers a lot of the screen. I don't know how to change that yet. But now what we would do here is we would actually set it up with our TP. We've got the 50% of an imbalance, right? So we understand why. Like, you can't just take trades, you need to know why. A lot of times I'll share with the team, hey, why are we taking this trade? What did you see? It's not saying this the trade's not like good. I just want everybody who's trading to think, why am I taking this trade? Right? Am I taking this trade out of revenge? Am I taking this trade out of, potentially trying to compete with somebody else or somebody I don't even know? Am I taking this trade for, because I'm not feeling the greatest today and I need something to do? Ask yourself, why are you trading? Because if you don't have a logical answer, please don't trade, right? It's an expensive habit if you don't know what you're doing, right? So just, that's for me to you, heart to heart. Okay, take a break if you're not in the right headspace, right? Now, if you have strong psychology, and yeah, you take maybe 1 or 2 L's for the day, it doesn't mean your day is over. Just make sure you're within your trading plan, right? The other day was actually really interesting. For, I think, the first time in, I don't think I've ever done that before. I actually lost 3 times in a row on a stream. I rarely will ever have like 2 losses back to back. What did I learn from that scenario? It was actually pretty simple. It was that my psychology had improved past where it was even a year ago, because I would have been done. What ended up happening was that afternoon, I caught a silver bullet. I lost 3 times in a row on gold, and we're pretty good at gold here. And I lost 3 times in a row after having like a 40R week the week prior. Now, I'm not saying I collected all 40 of that, but I'm saying it was actually about 40 plus R on gold. Some of it was actually shared on this platform, right? So it's like verifiable, like nobody could take that away. But then the week opened up, the news came out, I think it was like PMI or something, and it was like, I was sure I was catching the bottom of gold. 3 times in a row, it kind of bounced, gave me about 0.8R. And not many people are going to share this stuff, but I'm not many people. So it went like 0.8R, and I thought at least I like scoop 1R out of it, and it just would slam. You thought you were getting something out of me, and then it just went against me. And I remember I came back on, and it was like 2 o'clock, and I was like, okay, afternoon silver bullets coming. And I took US 30, and I was like, this is my setup. I don't care how I feel. And I remember saying that to myself. This is my setup. I don't care how I feel. What is the point of me explaining that to you? Trade your setup. Trade the math. Trade your logic. Don't trade your feelings. So what happened after that was wild. I caught a SB on US 30. For those that don't know what an SB is, it's an ICT silver bullet. So I caught an SB on US 30 that went like 1.8, whatever, and then it like rolled over, right? But then I caught a NOS trade using the Power of 3 model, and the trade went for 4 days. So literally everything that I lost on the Tuesday morning, live in front of my team, which never have I done, I literally crushed that loss. Like, it was like, loss? Drake? And what I'm trying to explain is, yeah, I'm feeling myself, but the reason why I'm feeling myself is because the old me would have cowered in. And again, people who are actually in their fields won't share what they went through. They won't share their losses live in front of millions of people. I don't flipping care. At the end of the day, the way that you should trade is, I've got to live in these bones. I've got to live in this flesh. I've got to live in this mind. And as long as I know that I followed my rules according to what I promised myself, you're good. Until you find new information that improves you. But that actually provokes the next question. What information that you don't have is currently preventing you from being who you should be? You thought I was just a trader. Anyways, so now, what are we looking for here? We're looking for confluence, right? So this would be the ideal scenario for us to get back into collegium. A nice, healthy, deep retracement. It's impulsing super heavy right now, and that's okay. But literally, just looking at the imbalance, it helped me understand where I should get in. Now, this is for swings, right? This is not for scalps. We'll look at potential opportunities for scalps in a moment. Okay, so what are we looking at? For some weird reason, we're just getting tons of confluence on this stream. So why is the 141 matching up with our 1618? Heck out of here. Okay, we're on. We're lit, right? So we're literally basically telling the market, hey, we're onto something here. We know what you're up to. We don't know for sure, but we're on the right track. And so we can boldly say that just because the mathematical probability of all three of these lining up is fairly rare. Anywho, that's a conjecture. That's not something to necessarily hold me to. Okay? So what would the ideal trade be? I would take this level here, and I would actually make this my B point. And so that would be this level right here. And so I'm going to actually paste that. And so now I have a level that I'm willing to give a price label. Because if you can get this level, well, of course you're going to have a very high risk to reward trade. Not as much as this 34R, but probably in the neighborhood of give or take, well, let's see, give or take, approximately 15R. Okay? So tomato, anything in these last little semblances of the OTE would be delicious. Okay? So what have we done so far? We've created a very confluent setup off of something I don't know anything about. What is the least, the least retracement that we'll get? That would be a 382. Now I'm only putting this for the sake of the fact that I will not be able to watch this necessarily. I'm currently watching another 230 assets. I'm serious. It's that much. So what I would just say is I would actually give this some grace, and I'd probably have it around 27-ish. Actually, no. If it's going to hold this level, it won't even break the 50. So what we'll do is we'll just give it a little bit of tax, and we'll go like this. Right? And so this is the least retracement, and it would all have the same take profit to make a potential cipher pattern. Okay, so realistically speaking, The math is mathing. Doing my best for those on TradingView. Let me know if you can see my screen because they got my head all pretty right in the middle of the screen. Okay? Alrighty. But yeah, so folks, just understand that the only thing limiting your trading is you. It's too early. Yeah, no, it's the only thing limiting your trading is you. I'm coming for you. You know I'm gonna slip it in, the little dagger of truth. The only thing limiting you in your trading is you. Let me prove it to you, right? What's your mindset like when you get on the charts in the morning? If you've already assumed that I'm probably going to lose today, right? If you have that kind of a voice in your head, you're done. And for sure, get away from me. I don't want to be around you, right? So I remember this, in the previous field that I worked in, is that when somebody would come in with a negative attitude, they would come into the office and we would just spot them. And we would actually razz them. Oh, no, we got to get away from you. Because working in environments or running businesses in environments where it literally is built on how strong your brain is and how strong your mindset is, i.e. trading, you can't be around negative people. So your edge in the market is your expectation of winning. Jeez. Based on a proven statistical data set that says if I trade 10 times, I'm going to win 6 of them, or I'm going to win 4 of them, and I'm going to net, because I always say net. That's all that really matters. It's not, oh, my win rate is 90. If your win rate's 90, but your RR is point like 0.04, who cares? Sorry, I went there. The point that really matters is what's your net, right? So when you run all of your trades, let's say the guy that wins 4 times and loses 6 times, but his net is 40R. That guy won. That guy's driving a Porsche, and the guy that has the RR of 0.02, but he has a 90% win rate, honestly, he's taking the bus, if that. Right? I'm not attacking anybody. I don't have a Porsche, right? But what I'm saying is don't be upset understanding that his mindset or her mindset, shout out to the lady traders, gang, right? Just saw a bomb reel by one of my colleagues, Sheeta, and she was talking about how she preps her week. Listen, I saw the reel and I was smiling ear to ear. That's an expectation of winning. Amen. She already said it in her stream. Well, I hope everybody else does good because she basically said, I already know I'm going to do good this week. Y'all not seeing this, man. It's your mindset. Drop a 3 in the chat if you're understanding that your mindset has been the only thing holding you back. I can't tell you how many times I've got messages from grown men crying in my, I want to learn how to trade. I'm blowing all these accounts. Okay, cool. Let's set up a Zoom call. Let's hop on. You're serious, right? I'm serious, man. My girl be on me. And it's usually the guys. I'm going to just call it what it is. And they're talking a whole bunch of stuff, right? Come around to the Zoom. Oh, man, I was just at the gym. Bro, you ain't serious. Swipe. And so why I'm saying that is because somebody who is motivated, right? Somebody who's motivated will go in and out, and they'll hunt that thing like a dog, right? They'll hunt their goal like a dog, right? And that's not in a derogatory term. That's actually a compliment. That is relentless faith that eventually I am going to be great. It's not an if, it's an expectation of when. And so, because they have an expectation of when, come on, they continue to push, right? And I see this Henny all the time. Like the guy's on, boom, right in the morning, he's on, right? He's marking up chart. It's an expectation of it's the when. I know I'm going to do this. He's already said it to me. I know I'm going to do X, Y, Z but that's okay because that's an edge. If you come on with the expectation, I gotta mark up the DXY. Oh my gosh, I've gotta read fundamental news. Jeez, this is so taxing, right? That's your edge lost. So understand, it's your mind. Your mind is definitely the only thing holding you back. I get lots of DMs, and I can tell you from around the world, doesn't matter gender, like race, creed, culture, religion, I don't care. It's the same thing. I can always tell when somebody's mind is locked in. And when their mind is locked in, it's over. Okay? Anyways, enough of my little soliloquy. I'm going to share that. Peter dropped the chocolate bar in the chat. I'm assuming that means bars. Oh my gosh, I got to get hip to the lingo. Okay, so coal is set, right? We're going to make sure BTC, yeah, BTC is kind of stuck in limbo there. Both the buyers and the sellers are winning. It's kind of weird. And now we just dropped coal in the chat. And then, yeah, folks, like, I mean, we're pretty lit. Like, any request, looking forward to see Peter, anything you want to look at in particular? Gold! Okay, all right, perfect. All right, so coal is done. I don't really think there's anything else I'd be wanting to get too involved with. Even when I look at it on the 15-minute, yeah, I want to make sure. Yeah, I want to make sure that, yeah, there's no reason I would want to get involved in this just yet. Like, even on the 15-minute, there's just way too much imbalance below. I'd be putting your capital on the line if I told you to hop in right now. Let's see this liquidity sweep on the 15. And yeah, I'm okay with that. Like, even if you want to get a nice little retracement off of that, but just, yeah, I would let this thing simmer a bit. Okay, Sima. All right, you got to finish the song if you know. Okay, so let's actually look at where this would actually go, and there you go. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it like that in regards to cola. And notice that we flipped through multiple time frames when we were doing our setups. That's something very critical. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right, so we'll look at gold, and then it looks like we're ready to hop off after that. Okay, so we'll see what gold did at the open. And yeah, let's have some fun here. So I'm gonna, just check and see what gold did. Wow! Okay. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Good job. Okay, so gold has literally said, hello, I'm here. But like, again, these are like a perfect example of what I was saying earlier, right? Mindset, right? So I've had this marked up now for just under 4 days, and I'm in a positive space as it relates to this trade, even though it like surpassed my expectations by far, but I know that I got the right trade, right? So what happened was I only had this going to about here, and it ended up doing this. Gold is up 600 pips from our last entry. Never made it down here. This is now solidified the idea rather that gold is like it's ready to go. Okay? So all we're basically waiting for is that higher low scenario, and then we should get a swing trade on gold. I just said that casually, but I said the quiet thing outside, or out loud rather, outside. Okay, it's about to be swing season. Who's running already? So we're about to potentially find a swing trade on gold. Nice. So gold is up 600 pips. And so it's reacting, Peter, isn't this interesting? It's reacting right in the potential reversal zone that I marked up. Telling you, man, it's a lot of practice, but now it's paying off for sure. For sure. Okay, so now gold is up. Whoa, Peter! Holy crap! I'm trying to figure out how I could even show this to Peter. Do you mind if I share this with TradingView? Jeez, Lou, man. Oh my goodness, fam, what are you on, man? Holy crap! Okay, so like I said, Peter's on one. Casey, what's up, man? You only came at the end again. But Casey, good news for you. I already did your chart, so you can check in the chat. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I could drop. Jeez, there's got to be a way that I'm trying to find a way that I could actually share a picture. Can I? Yeah, no worries. I listened to you. It was just the fact was the time last time. Peter is also the tech wizard in the group, so let's see. Is there a way that I can drop a picture in here? It's so hard. So I'm gonna give me a moment here, Zoom crowd. I'm gonna actually just I want to share what Peter did, just so you can see. I'm coming back, Zoom. But yeah, like this is actually bananas. So Peter actually just hit. Just give me one moment. I'm gonna start sharing the whole screen for a second. Okay, let's share the entire screen. Okay, cool. So you can see my whole screen. Peter just hit 33.48 on Solana. I need you to understand I've never seen this before, right? At least not in the last. The most I've ever seen is I seen a guy do a 10,000% trade. So Peter, that's the only thing left for you, bro. And 1389. And the wild thing is I did this live. I made this trade live, and Peter actually caught the higher low. So I just want you to understand these are astronomical values. Okay? So that's it. That's all I wanted to share. Okay? But yeah, so that's wild, man. Good job. Okay, let's go back to gold. And let's get everybody set up for Netflix time with their significant other or others. All right, so we're back. Peter, you can see me on you can see the screen well, right? Okay, so we're trying to find. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're trying to find our next potential reversal zone for gold. It's a little bit too late. We caught this in the VIP, 600 pips, but we're gonna put that guy on ice. That's already done. So realistically, we can already see where the best trade would be. Again, you have to understand when gold is bullish, you're not going to generally get what you want. You're just getting the scraps. Oh, Peter, you're also in the gold trade. Dude, what are you not in? Oh my gosh. I have 2 traders in gold under 1990. It's no cap. Okay? Like, no exaggeration. Right? No exaggeration. 2 traders in our group are holding swing trades from 1990. One of them is like, I don't need to trade. I'm like, I'm trying to convince her that she does, but she's right. She doesn't have to take any more trades, possibly for the next month. And that's the power of swing trades. If you get the right entry, you're pretty much done for the month. And that's kind of like off-putting for somebody who doesn't, really ascribe to that style. But it's just about logic. Like, if your trade's running, the only thing you should be trying to do is add to it, if that makes sense. So we have quite a bit of liquidity down here, just under the 712. But realistically, like at this point, the only thing that gold should be doing is making a higher low. So I believe this whole candle that was just made, it's giving what's the word? It's giving inducement. And it's the end of a 886 retracement. So they should break this high as well too. I'm going to go to the 1 hour so I can get everything visible at the same time, because I just don't want things to get cut off on Zoom. But we are literally possibly testing the highs here. I just want to see if we're actually going to, or if we already broke it. No. So we have not broken the 2088 liquidity sweep. Not to my knowledge. Just want to make sure there isn't like a wick that I haven't seen. Okay, so we only made it up to 2088.38. These people are playing with your hearts, fam. Oh my gosh. They really went, what is that? 38. They really went 13 pips. 13 pipettes away. They are playing with your heart. Wow. Lucky number 13, eh? Okay. Sheesh. So what should happen right now is we should get some form of a retracement. But honestly, it should happen after they sweep the top. But again, the keyword with gold is should. Remember, gold is the most manipulated asset in the world. Possibly somebody would argue that digital currency is more. Honestly, I find digital currency very predictable. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think I'm the only one there? I'm okay if I'm like the outlier, but I find it to be very predictable. Like, you just saw me literally predict Bitcoin live. Keep doing those pie charts, or you can learn the real stuff. I did it live in front of you, and it did exactly what I said it was. Literally, somebody could have done 2,000 pips while I was chit-chatting. Casually, like coffee talk. So, realistically, what is the minimum that I see? Coffee talk is an allusion to Seinfeld, by the way. But it's also a part of SNL, too. Yeah, so I think that gold, if it's gonna do what I think it's gonna do, it should be done, but it's probably gonna do one more manipulation just to make sure that they clear all these traders out. They have so much money up here. Uh, so Fibonacci time is gonna help us get out of our feelings. It's just the math. When the math is mathing, get out of the way. Just let the math do what it needs to do. Like Powell speaking this week would be a good excuse for a dump, but yeah, he just might not get it. I'll do my best. I'll be upfront with you, but just know you're dealing with General Powell this week. Okay, cool. So I like this. It makes sense for me. It lines up with my trading style. I'm about to explain what I'm talking about. So realistically speaking, I just want to. Ooh, yeah, that's too clean. That's too clean. All right, Peter, get ready for the sauce. The hot sauce is coming. Okay, speaking of hot sauce, I'm still waiting on my Zatarans. I'm not gonna forget, man. I'm not gonna forget. But shout out to you, Casey. The other day I opened BRKB. It did come back and do that manipulation sweep, but then I guess Buffett was feeling kind of hungry for McDonald's and it kept pumping. So shout out to you if you actually ended up getting in. So yeah, this level here, 2099.76. This is an important level. Not to say that they're going to hit it exactly, but just want to make sure you're aware that that would be a potential open to a reversal zone. All right, but we have a day too, and that's what makes this site nice and spicy. So that day is the 14th. So the 14th could also be the day where we make our B point, essentially. Okay, so in English, which is what I'm assuming most of us speak, and if you don't, bonjour. Yeah, but basically, what I'm thinking is going to play out, whether it's a pump into the 14th, which would literally mean it can actually go further than this. I'm underestimating gold because I know it is so manipulated. But again, I would love to see this come at least back into the 50. I'm going to share with you what I want. I wanted this. I don't think I'm getting that. Okay? This is the trade I want now. Okay? You just got to be real. When gold's not giving you what you want, you just got to be happy with whatever she gives you, basically. Just kind of like, listen, I got options. You're just one of them. Right? So, boom. This would be the entry. And then just because you always want to give gold some tax. That's the secret with gold. Just give her some tax. Okay? Don't let your feelings get in the way of. Just because you know logically shouldn't do XYZ, gold doesn't care about that. Okay, listen, just give it some tact. Right? If you're trying to be a superhero, you would have your stop at 2010. But if you're trying to win and you want to sleep well at night, just do what I did. It's just it. Okay? I don't want to talk about it. Just don't fight me. And I have a very good reason for this. Don't have a lot of time to explain, but yeah, gold is probably going to be going. Actually, I have it going to 23.85. So if you want to mark that down, but I don't want anybody to get in their feels like, you said it was going to 23.85 and it went to 23.82. And it's like, are you serious? People have messaged me that before. I thought it was going for that extra 30 pips. Dude, I gave you 4,000 pips. So, again, mindset, right? Is your mindset that you've got to hit home runs like I was sharing last week? Or is your mindset that I want to win long term? Somewhere around like mid 2022, I just determined that, okay, like I'm going to stop beating myself up about not always hitting home runs. And I'm going to try to win this trading game long term. Like, that's a very intricate and yeah, that's a very important statement. That was just when I decided. I was like, no matter what I have to do, I just want to win this long term. Okay? Because even if the short term's not the hottest for you right now, right? Just understand, like, I was a slower learner, right? But there's this misconception in trading that slow means like you're not good. You might just be very methodical like me. So I definitely make sense to people who, they're not the person who, like, I still don't skip well, right? Like, that's kind of what I'm trying to say. But in that same respect, put me in front of the screen now, and I'll trade with the best of them. Seriously, right? But confidence comes from doing the hard work in private. There's so many jewels on this call, but those jewels only come from a tough place. They don't come from. It's like diamonds. Like, literally, it only comes from a tough place. You don't have jewels to share with people unless you challenge yourself one-on-one, right? So the earliest gold is going to turn around is right around here. Okay, it's not my favorite setup, right? I'm just trying to give you an alternate scenario, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because gold is notorious when it's bullish for literally tapping and going, tapping and going. Like, it'll just see, look, tap, gone, tap, gone, right? So I would like to get you here, okay? But I've got to just be realistic based on, just standard, ICT concepts, or whether you want to look at it from a harmonic standpoint. I just don't feel comfortable leaving this 382. I want you to be aware of this 2050 level, but I need you to understand that this would be the first zone that I would put my stamp of approval on. And call me a stickler, but I am pretty religious about following my rules. And people don't get religious about following their rules until they've broken them so many times that it's cost them enough to be like, you know what? I'm not going to break my rules anymore. Unfortunately, I have this call at least once a month with traders, and it's like, yep, they kind of like, traders set resolutions monthly. Jeez, I went there. They do, and it's okay. At least you're giving it the attempt. You know where it's tough? When the trader doesn't want to admit that they have to improve on something. Can't help them. So as long as they're setting the resolutions and they're committing to them, okay, like, at least we're making a move in the right direction. And usually if you can clean their mindset up, the rest is history. Once the mind is clean, the body is going to follow. Jeez, more jewels. Right? So notice that I put my entry a little bit above that 50 of the FEG, just be mindful if they're gonna do something sneaky, right? They're gonna sweep this, barely tap the 50 and take off. Just know it's gold. That's all I'm gonna keep saying to you, right? And I'm saying that out of love. This thing will break your heart trying to be perfect on entries. When it wants to run, she's running. Period. Poo. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. And then we're gonna reveal the hot sauce and get out of here. All right, so we have an entry here. This one's expired. We already crushed that. I'm serious. I got the receipts, right? It's not me just saying, "Oh, I did this," and if you pay attention, I keep saying this. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me differently. But so many people are posting results and none of them have charts. And I'm always very curious. They have no way of showing that they actually called XYZ trade. I've always wondered that. And even weirder, how come nobody on the line has stop losses? Anyways, what do I know, right? I thought it was only me. But nobody has stop losses, right? So are they pre-recording these calls? I don't know. Because I ain't trading with no stop loss. That's ludicrous. Anyways, so this is kind of it's not happening no more, in my opinion. I love this entry. This is the consolation prize. And that right there is the 382. And that would play right off of a potential bullish order block. So I understand completely why they might come in here and just be like, sayonara, buds. Okay, so what am I going to do for you guys? I gave you guys my zone, but I'm going to put this right here, and you'll know, hey, if it doesn't get down there, oh yeah, I remember when Jay said blank, blank, blank. Right? So this would be potentially the 50 of a POI on the 1 hour time frame. So I'm going to look for my little label, right? You can see I got labels for basically everything. And that's my 1 hour POI. And you can decide where your stop loss should be. It should be under here. So if I was going to do 2049, for example, or 2049.20 or something, then I'd have a stop of probably like 2044, right? Just don't let your ego get in the way of a bomb trade. So many times I hear, oh, I just got wicked out. Why did you get wicked out, right? And oftentimes the answer is, oh, well, I adjusted my stop loss. Again, I know I quote this guy a lot, but he's kind of like the guy that really kind of cemented a lot of things for me, but Dr. David Paul, and he says a lot that, you have to give the trade the room that it deserves, right? Because invariably, market makers enter where your stop losses generally are. So these are the two trades, and the TP is this. And yes, I understand if that's not really fathomable, but these are swing trade potentials. It all depends on what Powell says, but we're not talking about intraday anymore, folks. We're talking about gold potentially running. I need you to understand what that means. That means bye opening your gold chart every day. We're talking about swing trades. 2 of my students are already in them. They're crushing it. What is that? Anyways, it doesn't matter, okay? So hope you guys got some value out of this. I'm going to drop this in the Zoom chat. And then I'm also going to drop it in TradingView. Yeah, we can't do that, Casey. It's too late, man. It's too late. I'm coming on every time early, waiting for you, brother. Maybe we'll start the next call if you're on time, and we'll start with CRM, okay? But that's XAU. Shout out to the gang on YouTube. Didn't really give the YT gang as much love today. I still love you though. But hopefully there isn't a million questions when I look back at the stream. But for YouTube and Zoom, holla. But yeah, we got lots of stuff done today. Absolutely potentially bodied. Oh my gosh. If you took my BTC chart, sheesh. I'm going to share this and then we're done. If you took the BTC buy off of that lower liquidity sweep, either one of them, you're up. You're lit. Show this to your friend that doesn't believe in trading. You just watched mastery. And I'm okay saying that. Call me whatever. This is mastery, forged in fire. That is 1,200 pips right in your face. 1,200 pips. So if you don't understand what that means, reach out to me directly and I can guide you as per the things that you saw. I coach one-on-one with people with the right mindset, people who are ready to win. Maybe you're already winning in business. Maybe you're already winning in your relationship. Maybe you're already winning in athletics. I don't really care. I don't care if you are a single mom or you're a multi-billionaire running multiple companies. As long as you have a strong and a positive mindset and you're ready to be coached, I'm ready to take you there. This was mathing and expertise that I want to share with you and ultimately invest into the right kind of people. Okay? So love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the support. It would be an honor if you could just drop a nice little like or comment or share or hit that rocket button for the TradingView gang. It really helps as I get ready to take over the trading thing. Okay? All right. So love you guys. Take care. Peace and have a good one.